the courtroom drama you didn't see coming. Grab your emotional support lip gloss and settle in, because the legal world just served up a plot twist that even a Hollywood screenwriter couldn't make up. And before we dive into the drama, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. In a series of events that can only be described as spicy and petty, a judge recently handed down a ruling that has sent shockwaves through the industry. We're talking about dismissed defendants, out to lunch, legal strategies, and a motion to compel that went up in smoke. Whether you've been following every headline since August 2024, or you're just here for the tea, this is the definitive breakdown of why things just got very complicated for the actress. But before we dive into the nitty-gritty of who is actually showing up to court, we have to look at the massive summary judgment that changed everything. Why is everyone talking about the number 10? A courtroom isn't just about fancy suits and dramatic pauses. It's about causes of action, the legal reasons you're suing someone. Blake Lively started this marathon with 13 of them. However, on April 2nd, the judge took a metaphorical red pen to her complaint and crossed out 10 of them. Lively's legal team is acting like the full 13-course meal is still on the table. In a move that has legal experts scratching their heads, her side argued that the dismissal of nearly all her claims has no bearing whatsoever on the scope of the trial. The defense, led by the legal powerhouse Miss Allen, who we can only assume was smiling ear to ear while writing her response, was quick to point out the absurdity. They basically said, "Babe, you're dismissed." It's a level of legal sass that we rarely see in official filings, and it sets the tone for a trial that is looking more like a showdown than a standard proceeding. But if most of the claims are gone, why is there a heated fight over who is to walk through the courthouse doors? The motion to compel meltdown. You might be asking, what even is a motion to compel? In plain English, it's a legal way of saying, make them tell me what I want to know. Lively's team filed this motion to force the defense, specifically the company Wayfair and the group of now dismissed defendants, to reveal exactly who would be showing up to testify in person and who would just be sending in a pre-recorded video. It sounds like a reasonable request until you look at the hypocrisy factor. As it turns out, Lively's team hadn't even finished their own homework. While they were demanding the defense's list, their own witness list, featuring a whopping 45 people, didn't specify who was coming in person either. It's like demanding your friend tell you exactly what they're bringing to the potluck while you're standing there with an empty bag and a TBD sticker. The judge's response was short, sweet, and probably felt like a cold shower. Denied. So, the motion is dead, the claims are gutted, and the tension is at an all-time high. 3 very familiar names have just confirmed they will be there in the flesh. Do you know who's ready to take the stand? This is where the story gets cinematic. Despite being dismissed defendants, meaning they are no longer the ones being sued, 3 major players have raised their hands and said, "We'll be there." Justin Baldoni, the name that has been at the center of the It Ends With Us drama cycle since the very beginning. Jamie Heath, a key figure in the production and management sphere. Melissa Nathan, a PR powerhouse who has been part of the narrative for months. Why would they choose to show up if they aren't even defendants anymore? It's simple. To defend their reputations. The defense is bringing them in to refute false allegations regarding a supposed smear campaign. They aren't just sending a video. They want the jury to see their faces and hear their voices as they answer the tough questions. On the flip side, people like Steve Sarowitz and Jennifer Abel will be appearing via deposition. It's a strategic game of chess where every physical presence in the room matters. The defense is essentially saying, we have nothing to hide, and we're bringing our biggest witnesses to prove it. But while the defense is narrowing their focus, Lively's team is doing the exact opposite. Can you guess how many exhibits they're trying to add at the 11th hour? Lively's side currently has an exhibit list that stands at approximately 1,000 items. And even though 10 of her claims were just thrown out, she's reportedly trying to add dozens more, including voluminous video materials. Legal analysts are calling this crazy work. Usually, when a case gets smaller, the evidence list gets shorter. Instead, it seems Lively is doubling, tripling, and quadrupling down. It's a strategy that risks exhausting the jury and frustrating the judge, who already spent months writing a 152-page opinion to narrow the case down. The delusion, as some commentators are calling it, lies in the refusal to pivot. In any crisis, legal or personal, there comes a moment where you have to read the room. If the judge tells you your case is 75% gone, adding more videos of the remaining 25% doesn't bring back what you lost. So, where does this leave us? We have a trial that has been brewing for 15 months, a dismissed cast that is still showing up for the finale, and a plaintiff who refuses to back down. What's your take? This case is a wild ride of legal maneuvering and Hollywood ego. Do you think Blake Lively's strategy of adding more evidence will eventually pay off, or is she receiving horrible advice from her inner circle? Are you team live testimony or deposition? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. If you found this breakdown helpful, share it with your friend who is still obsessed with the "it ends with us" drama. We're only getting started with this trial, and you won't want to miss what happens when Justin Baldoni finally takes the stand.